Multi-streaming is an easy way to build an audience on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time. The plugins to do it with OBS for free never seem to make the transition to OBS 28 or 29, but I found one today that works in OBS 28 and 29, and it's totally free. So you know what? Let's get to it! The first thing we need to do is install our plugin. It's pretty easy. Let me show you. So we're gonna go to this page. The link is in the description. We're gonna go to download, and we've got a portable version and a setup version. I'm gonna download them both so I can kind of show you guys what you need to do here. It's pretty simple either way. These are very, very tiny. They take like 2 seconds to come in. And then what we're gonna do is we'll go into our downloads, and we have them both here. I'm gonna go ahead and unzip this. And if you were just going to do the portable version, whether you're using portable or not, it doesn't really matter, but you just copy these two folders and you're going to put them in your OBS directory. So yours is probably going to be in C program files, mine is not. Mine is right here, but you can see the data and the plugins folder. So if I right click and I just paste, it's going to copy those two folders right in there. Now let's go ahead and try the install. Obviously I just installed it, so it's probably going to tell me the files are already there, but we'll give it a shot. The main thing we want to see is that it goes to the correct folder. So this says it's Program Data OBS Studio Plugins Multi RTMP. And needless to say, if we go to my C program files, that's not going to be there. That's not where I have my OBS. So it's obviously incorrect. So I have to browse to the location. Now you can see it's going to the OBS Studio plugins directory. So we'll just put it right there and install it. And it doesn't like you to change your install directory. So if you don't have your OBS installed in the standard location, it's not going to like it. So use the first method that I showed you, which is just taking the portables and putting them where they're supposed to go. Once you do that, it's installed. Let's go ahead and open up OBS so that we can take a look and make sure that it's installed. And you'll probably see the multi-output floating right when you start it up. But I'm gonna just put it over here. And there we go. Now, if you don't see it, you can go into your docs and you just look for multi-output and you check it, and then it will come up. And there we go. So now we know it's properly installed, and you've seen two different ways that you can actually do the install. Now each platform you stream to stacks on top of the other. So your main stream might be 6,000 kilobits per second, and your second is another 6,000 kilobits per second. So we're already at 12 megabits per second. You need to test your upload speed to be sure that you have the bandwidth to be able to actually do this. We're going to do a speed test on our internet connection, and we're going to see what we got. In the first one, it's testing download, which is irrelevant to what we're trying to do. We're worried about our upload speed. 26 megabits per second upload speed. And this is relatively common if you have a decent internet connection. Now, if you're playing an online game on stream, you also need to factor in the game, which is probably about 4 megabits per second. Now, I like to not use more than half of my bandwidth if I can get away with it, just in case. So streaming to Twitch and YouTube is already 12, a game is probably around 4, that's a total of 16. That only leaves 10 megabits per second left. Now, I'd probably be comfortable streaming with that. But if we added one more, say Facebook, at 4,000 kilobits per second, that's 4 megabits per second. We now only have 6 as headroom on our uploads. Now, most connections can easily fluctuate upload speeds by 3 or 4 megabits per second, depending upon the time of day you check. That could be cutting it pretty close. So if you plan to do this, you need to do a lot of testing to be sure that your connection can handle it. What platforms are you planning to stream to? Let me know in the comments. Now that we have it installed, let me show you how to connect it to all of your platforms. Okay, so next we have to set this up, and I have a fresh profile. So what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna go into video. We're gonna set these both up so they're exactly the same, and how I wanna stream. So 1920 by 1080 on both. I'm going to stream in 30 frames per second. You may be streaming in 60, This is where you would change that. Then I'm gonna go and fix my audio, make sure it's all disabled, make sure my monitoring device is the proper monitoring device. So there we go, we're all set. Then I'm gonna go into my output. We're gonna change it from simple to advanced. And I'm gonna select my encoder. And then I'm going to put my bits per second in here, which is 6,000. And we're ready to go on our stream. But if we go in here, we don't have a stream yet. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and set up a key. This is really easy to do. So all we have to do is go into our Go Live section and we can go to stream. And then we just copy out our stream key right here. And we'll go back into here and we'll just paste our stream key in here. We'll apply it. We're ready to go. And so now we have our basic first stream ready. The next ones we're going to add right up here. So we're going to go in here and we'll call this one Twitch. And we need our server and our stream key. And you just go to your creator dashboard. We're going to go to our stream. And we can get our stream key right here. We just need to get our server. And all we need to do is go in here. So we'll go to whatever's closest to us. And we can just put that in here. Now we need to make some decisions. So we can go with the encoder get from OBS, the resolution get from OBS. In other words, we can have it set up exactly the same as our YouTube broadcast. And I kind of recommend that you do this because that means it's not encoding two separate broadcasts because one is slightly different than the other. And I feel like this is going to have a lot less likelihood of causing problems. Now you can start the sync with OBS, and what this means is when you click start streaming, it's going to start YouTube and Twitch at the exact same time. I'm going to leave this unchecked, but if you wanted to, you could do that. We're going to click OK. So now if you click start streaming down here, you start going to YouTube. You can go up here and click start, and then you're going to Twitch. The other one that I want to show you how to add is Facebook. So let's go ahead and do this, and we'll find our Facebook servers and stuff. And we're going to go to our main page, and we're going to go ahead and click live video. Now right here you have a couple of different pieces. You have a create a live video event or go live. So we're just going to select go live, and this is going to give us all the information that we need. We want to go live with streaming software. So you can see we've got our stream key right here and our URL right here. So we're going to copy our URL and we are going to stick it right here, and we're going to grab our stream key and we're going to stick it right here. And that's really all we need to do. Now we can set this up differently. We go with HX264. We'll go with a 4000 bit rate, so it's a little lower than it was before. We're going to stick with the same OBS settings for our resolution and all that kind of stuff. And you can see the warning right here. Standalone encoder utilizes more CPU GPU, and that is because I changed the settings. So if we go to get from OBS, it's going to be exactly the same settings as the other ones, so it'll use the same encoding. But if we modify any of this, it's going to exasperate the actual encoding. So just keep that in mind. Your best bet is to set everything from OBS and maybe just dial back your main one a little bit. Instead of 6,000 kilobits per second, maybe you go with 4,000 kilobits per second for everything. You can balance it across. Maybe you have enough bandwidth. It makes a lot more sense. But that is how you set all these up. So now we have Facebook and Twitch set up. We can start streaming to YouTube. We can go up here and click start and start streaming to Twitch and Facebook, and we're all set. Now you may have to go into the platform. Like if I hit start streaming to OBS and I'm streaming to a planned event that I already scheduled, then I'm probably going to have to go over here into YouTube, and I'm going to have to click the live streaming button up here on the top left. And you may have to do that. Obviously, this is not a pre-planned event, so that is why it's not doing anything. So just keep in mind that when you click these live buttons, you may not actually be live. I'm relatively certain that in Facebook, you're going to have to go in here once it's live, and you're going to have to click the go live button in Facebook. So just be aware that that could be a thing that happens. And so if you're sitting here wondering, well, why am I not live on Twitch or Facebook? It could be because you have to actually physically start the stream and then go into your stream manager or something like that and make sure that you are live. Now, I should bring up a couple of things that you need to be aware of. You should know that on some platforms, it's against the terms of service to multi-stream. If you're an affiliate on Twitch, for example, so doing it could risk your Twitch channel. And of course, the final question is, should you multi-stream at all? In my opinion, unless you already have a recognizable brand, multi-streaming can be really counterproductive. It's very hard to learn to grow an audience on one platform. So trying to do it on multiple completely different platforms at the same time is extremely difficult. Now this, of course, is just my opinion, and I create content showing you how to do it because inevitably, people learn best from their own mistakes. So if I don't make the video, someone else will anyways. Now we can stream to multiple horizontal platforms at the same time. But if we want to add a vertical stream like TikTok or Instagram as well, believe it or not, there is a way to do that too. Check out this video right here if you want to see how that works. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks that can help make you a better live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. My name is Michael Fire Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.